What is Creative Commons? Creative Commons is a non-profit organization that enables the sharing and use of creativity and knowledge through free legal tools. There are various types of Creative Commons licenses that range from allowing any type of use with no attribution and allowing only certain uses and no changes. There are a few things we need to understand before we get started. The following terms will come up often as we talk about those free image sources. It is important to read over the terms and conditions of each site you try so you know exactly when and what type of attribution is required for that particular image. What is public domain? Are you familiar with the word domain? A domain name is the address where internet users can access your website. Public domain are those whose copyrights have expired, have been forfeited, or are inapplicable. Finding something on the internet does not mean it is in the public domain. What is royalty-free? Royalty-free images are necessarily free. In most cases, you'll have to pay a one-time fee to obtain the rights to use the image. Then you can use it as many times as you like. The royalty-free only means that you do not have to pay royalties to the owner of the image every time you use it. Creative Commons licenses. The Creative Commons copyright licenses and tools forge a balance inside the traditional LL rights reserve setting that copyright law creates. It gives everyone from individual creators to large companies and institutions a simple, standardized way to grant copyright permissions to their creative work. Attribution: you must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if changes were made. You may do so in any reasonable manner, but not in any way that suggests the licensor endorses you or your use. Share alike: if you remix, transform, or build upon the material, you must distribute your contributions under the same license as the original. Non-commercial: you may not use the material for commercial purposes. No derivatives: if you remix, transform, or build upon the material, you may not distribute the modified material. CC0 or rights reserved. CC0 enables scientists, educators, artists and other creators and owners of copyright or database protected content to waive those interests in their works and thereby place them as completely as possible in the public domain, so that others may freely build upon, enhance and reuse the works for any purposes without restriction under copyright or database law. Attribution. CC BY. This license lets others distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon your work, even commercially, as long as they credit you for the original creation. This is the most accommodating of licenses offered. Recommended for maximum dissemination and use of licensed materials. Attribution: share alike. CC BY. So this license lets others remix, adapt, and build upon your work even for commercial purposes, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under the identical terms. This license is often compared to a PIL of free and open source software licenses. All new works based on yours will carry the same license, so any derivatives will also allow commercial use. This is the license used by Wikipedia, and is recommended for materials that would benefit from incorporating content from Wikipedia and similarly licensed projects. Attribution: no derivative. CC BY ND. This license lets others reuse the work for any purpose, including commercially. However, it cannot be shared with others in adapted form, and credit must be provided to you. Attribution: non-commercial. CC BY NC. This license lets others remix, adapt, and build upon your work non-commercially, and although their new works must also acknowledge you and be non-commercial, they don't have to license their derivative works on the same terms. Attribution: non-commercial, share alike. CC BY NC. SA. This license lets others remix, adapt, and build upon your work non-commercially, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under the identical terms. Attribution: non-commercial, no derivative. CC BY NC. ND. This license is the most restrictive of our 6 main licenses, only allowing others to download your works and share them with others as long as they credit you, but they can change them in any way or use them commercially. Public domain mark. No known copyright. Public domain mark enables works that are no longer restricted by copyright to be marked as such in a standard and simple way, making them easily discoverable and available to others. How to attribute Creative Commons licensed materials. All Creative Commons licenses require that users of the work attribute the creator. This means you always have to acknowledge the creator of the CC work you are using, as well as provide any relevant copyright information. For many users of CC material, attribution is one of the hardest parts of the process. This information guide is designed to help you ensure you are attributing the creator of a CC licensed work in the best possible way. For more info, visit this website.